Hey everyone, DelVecchio here from websiteprofitcourse.com. Welcome to another video tutorial, and this one is going to be a review and a brief demonstration of an app called Grammarly. I found this and downloaded it many months ago, and within a couple weeks of using the free version, I upgraded to the paid version because I really love it. So I want to take you through some of the basics so you can see how it works and whether or not it's right for you. So what is Grammarly? It's basically a free grammar checker. So it's a notch above just a spell checker. And it's available as a free add-on to Google Chrome, Safari, Firefox, and they also have an online editor, a desktop app, and a plugin available for Microsoft Office, which works with Microsoft Word and also Outlook, the email program. And the main difference between the free and the premium version is that the free version is going to catch all your critical writing errors, whereas the premium version has over 400 plus different checks with advanced grammatical error checking, vocabulary enhancement suggestions. So if you are reusing a word over and over again, they might tell you that, so you can put a synonym in there so it sounds a little bit more creative. And they also have plagiarism detection. So I want to go through a few examples of how this app works and how you can use it to improve your writing. I'm in my Gmail inbox right now, and I think this has been one of the best uses of Grammarly for me because I do write a lot of emails, whether it's communication with my current clients, outreach to find new potential clients, and then through my website, I hear from my email subscribers on an almost daily basis. So writing clear and concise emails is very important to me. And frankly, my biggest issue with writing is that I go overboard. Years ago, I used to write lengthy emails. And especially for business, I realized that you want to be as concise and as short as possible. The more brief you are, the better the chance that your message is going to come across because most business people are busy and they don't want to read a book when they're getting an email. So right now I have a paragraph that I copied and pasted which has grammatical errors. I found this online somewhere and I'm going to paste it in here and you'll see exactly how Grammarly is going to highlight all these errors and help us fix our writing. So here is the paragraph that we're going to look at. And right now you can see that Grammarly just went through it and is highlighting any errors in here with this red underlined text. So it's very similar to a spell check scenario. But like I mentioned, you're going to get more errors than just misspellings. So down here in the bottom right corner, this is where you're going to notice the number of errors. So this tells us that we have 14 critical errors and then 5 advanced errors. And we can either go through it right here within the Gmail draft window, or if you'd like to open up the Grammarly window, just click on this red button with the arrows and it's going to show you the Grammarly editor. And this is a little bit better, a little bit easier to see all the issues in one screen. So as you can tell, you can see here, a study for Donald Redmond. So this should be by. And then you can just go through and click on any of the errors to correct them. So the University of Toronto, the university should be capitalized. So we'll click on that. And show that cellular phones poses a risk. So this should be pose, not poses. And then they tell you cellular is a repetitive word, so they'll give you suggestions for other words that you could potentially use. And then in fact, and I think after this we're going to want a comma, so it shows you punctuation errors, which these are actually probably my most common errors. I'm very liberal with my comma use, and then I also miss commas in certain spots, so this has been a big help for that kind of issue. And then if we go down some of these advanced errors, it looks like we have a sentence fragment, so it'll spot those out so you can adjust your sentence structure so it's a little bit more easily understood. And then we have here's an example of a word that's not misspelled, but within the context it's not the correct spelling. So the main reason, obviously we're not talking about a lion's mane, we're talking about the primary reason, so it picked the right word for that. So this is a pretty awesome tool that's going to help you write more cleanly, more clearly. And then as I go through this, not just with the Grammarly fixes, but I just usually try and eliminate any wording or sentences that aren't needed. And this was, like I mentioned, this was a really hard thing for me to do when I first started writing. I wanted to put in as much information as possible. and then eventually you realize you want to put in only the critical bits of information and leave out everything else, all the other fluff. So let me exit out of this window, and I will go over to Facebook, and you'll see that we could do the same thing with Facebook. So right now I have Facebook open. I'm going to paste in the same paragraph here, and you can see all of the same grammatical errors and the same little pop-up down in the bottom right where you can edit this within the Grammarly window. Now, because I build websites and write blog posts, I found it really cool that this works within the Wordpress editor as well. So if you want to go through a WordPress blog post, you can see here's one of mine, how to find clients for web design. And if we scroll down, you'll see the same thing where all our grammar errors are highlighted, and we could just go through and fix them within the visual editor in WordPress. And this was a post I wrote before I even had Grammarly, so that's why you're seeing some of these errors. Now, I'm not going to go through and fix them right at the moment, but I probably should do this with all my older blog posts. And right here I have the tab open with this blog post on my live website. But let me go over to the next tab, which is the Grammarly app. So once you have a Grammarly account set up, every time you go to Grammarly.com when you're logged in, it's going to automatically open up this app. And I have the same paragraph in here that I was just pasting in to the Gmail and Facebook editor windows. So if for some reason you want to write something longer, you can just do it right within this Grammarly app and then make all your fixes and then copy and paste it to wherever you'd like to post that content. And you know, I actually wrote a book. If you go over on Amazon and you search for Create Your Freedom, this is a book that I wrote about, I think I published it maybe 2.5, 3 years ago at this point. And I wish I had Grammarly when I wrote this, because I went through, you know, each chapter with a fine-tooth comb many, many times trying to find all these little grammar errors. I had a few other people that helped me edit it. But I can tell you without a doubt that if I had Grammarly working when I was writing this, it would have saved me hours and hours of time going through and doing the editing, or some of the editing myself. And on top of that, I guarantee there would be errors that I have published in this book that would have been eliminated. But you know, we live and we learn. It's no big deal. I'm still happy that I spent the time to self-publish this on Amazon. And if I have one complaint about Grammarly, it's that as of right now, they don't have support for Google Drive. So I'm actually one of the rare people that I know who doesn't use Microsoft Office at all. I've exclusively used Google Drive for the last, I would say, maybe 4 years, 5 years. And I use Google Sheets, which is their version of Excel. And they also have a document editor, and that's what I use as opposed to Microsoft Word. Even with that big glaring lack of support, which I'm almost positive they're going to add it at some point in the future. When, I don't know. I don't know if it's planned at this moment, but I would have to imagine that at some point it's going to be added to the functionality of their premium package. Even with that, I still thought it was a no-brainer. So if you can see, just based on this quick demonstration, how Grammarly can improve your writing, and you use Microsoft Office, it literally is a no-brainer. Like you will get better writing over time, and everything that you send out or publish or send to an editor or proofreader, it's going to end up higher quality than if you didn't use Grammarly. So that's why I wanted to create this video to recommend this tool. And I think this is especially useful if you're not a great writer, but you still write a lot. Like I said, you know, if you're involved with business, chances are you're probably not the best writer, but you're always going to be communicating. I mean, that's the only way you grow your business, by communicating with other people. And the more clearly and effectively that you do that, the better you're going to be in the long run. So that's all I got for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm going to include a link to Grammarly in the description below. I highly recommend that you download it and give the free version a try. And if you're like me, after using it for a couple of weeks, you're going to realize that it's well worth the price for the premium version to drastically improve your communication. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I hope to see you on the next video tutorial. Thanks everyone. Have a great day.